15 pounds, 13 ounces.
Hi everyone, we're back. We're on our final kitten, Chili. Chili has an all black nose, and Chili is confirmed to be a boy. So everybody was correct. And just to recap, how you guys can tell them apart is Belle has the widest pink on her nose. Jalapeno has a finer striped pink on the nose, and Chili has a black nose. So he's going to be neutered. How's he with? He's got baby teeth still too? Yeah. All still have their baby teeth.
Their incisors right in front here are adult teeth. And here on this one, on his bottom teeth, you can see the canines coming in.
Oh yeah, the canines coming in right next to.
The
the adult teeth are coming in. You got 2 sets of bottom canines right now. So everybody else is waking up over there. I don't know if Mr.
Yeah.
He's still sleepy? Over there checking on everybody, waking up at the same time.
His bit is orange over there.
So we're getting all the charts and everything done today. All the blood's been running. And we're on our final patient of Serval Palooza, is I guess what we're going to call it. We have 4 intakes exams, 4 surgeries, which include spaying, neutering, and even a hernia repair. The baby teeth usually just fall out as they're eating, and sometimes they can swallow them. I will tell you, in all the years we've been here, we've never found one. We've always thought maybe we'd find one while cleaning, but we never find the baby teeth. So they're going to do similar to what you saw in all other patients. As you guys can see why it's so important, we can tell each cat apart, because if you tune into all our live posts today and kind of watch them back to back, they look very similar. They look different than other servals of ours. They have medium-sized spots. Some of our servals have really teeny spots farther apart, and some have huge, what I call water droplets spots. And so there's a big range, and servals range in size. We have full-grown serval Nunda, which is our smallest, who's only about 19 pounds, going up to like Denali and O'Malley, who are over 40 pounds. So very different in size, too, in captivity. They're going to spend the winter in quarantine because it has a large indoor heated room, and then it has an outdoor run as well. And then they'll move to Wildcat Pines or Small Cat Track come summer, but we want to make sure we watch these kittens, and we also acclimate them to using the indoors when they need to, not just heated dens. And we want to socialize them a little bit more for husbandry reasons. We want them to be able to shift when we need to clean, and actually come up to people when they need to be fed and things like that. That will make daily husbandry easier. They don't need to be pet-like at all. We just want to make caring for them as easy on them and less stressful as possible. So it's been a very productive day here at the veterinary hospital at TWS. We are still just drooling over the idea of having enough room for us to walk past each other without butt bumping and being able to trip over cords. What I love is this team really makes it work for the cats, but when we have our new animal care and education center, it's going to actually be able to provide even better care than we already do to the cats, because we'll have the space we need. Can you imagine how tight it is in here today with this team when we have tigers in here, or when Peter Emily Dental Foundation comes on site? We have 2 tigers going at once and a team of 8 to 12. So it can get really crowded fast. And for safety reasons, we always want the recovery crates in the hospital as well, in case a cat did wake up unexpectedly under anesthesia or quicker and needed to be properly restrained for everybody's safety. So this is Chili, and out of all of them so far, Chili has been the most vocal, hissy, and he likes to smack. So even though his name isn't the spiciest, he's definitely become the spiciest. And Belle has really been quiet and shy, but the holding facility said that she was pretty outgoing with her mom. So we're hoping to see that personality shine through when she's not so stressed about a new big move. And we'll also be watching all of the other sanctuaries who received servals from this seizure case. I know many people have been asking an update on the bear case I was talking about. And usually, to be cryptic, is when I go dark on telling a story, usually means that legal action had to occur and we didn't get an owner surrender. And then we need to respect the legal process before we can communicate more information to not put those animals in harm's way. So we'll be sharing as much news as we can, but no, we always are there to help the animals, and we always say yes or find resources to help animals. So we'll giving you more an update on that next week as well. So the servals will stay in the crates probably till PM rounds here. We want to make sure they're stable enough. Even though they're alert and sternal, they could still trip, fall, things like that, and they're all going back together. We don't have a separate room for mom and each serval like we do the big cats. So we want to make sure they're all at a point where they can move, get their own defendable space. Somebody's not somebody that's a little more out of it. And so that's usually at PM rounds. We check on everybody, and then they'll be moved back to their indoor quarantine room. So if people are asking what is the background, if you haven't been following us, we always encourage you to visit wildcatsanctuary.org. We really encourage you to sign up for our e-newsletters because that's the people that learn first about the rescues. This was a seizure of 13 servals. The breeder had been selling them as pets, but also using them for photo props, so modeling photos, senior photos, other things like that. Sadly, most of the kittens she sold, people started complaining that they had broken bones, broken sternums, weren't living past 2 years old. And so the SPCA started investigating this breeder in Canada, and it led to a seizure of 13 servals. Ava and her kittens were in the house. The kittens were at the age they were ready to get pulled and sold to the pet market, sadly. And luckily that intervention stopped her kittens from being sold. And then there was 2 RV trailers that had the windows blacked out. The servals were in there in high urine concentration. The litter box were overflowing with feces. It was not appropriate setting for the servals, so they were all seized. You know, the website showed these animals all living in the house on leather couches with harnesses. That's obviously not what the court case and the SPCA saw. And so we really want to remind people that don't always believe websites. I always say if you were going to buy a car and you only listen to the salesman and don't do your research, you're not going to get the full story. So why do people buy exotic animals and believe everything the breeder tells them? Servals shouldn't be made as pets. They're absolutely stunning, gorgeous, but just because they're small does not mean they're pet-like. You hear me say that you could bring a squirrel into your house, and as teeny as it is, that's not going to be domestic just because it's size. So just because servals aren't as big and dangerous as a tiger does not mean it's in their best interest to put them in a home environment. So after this, Chili is neutered. Chili is here. We're going to do a little shave mark right at the base of the tail on his back. We're doing little shave marks to make sure there's no confusion in the future of who's who, and it gives the caretakers a couple days to get to know them independently and figure out who everyone is. Because as you guys know, here at the sanctuary, every cat to us is an individual. It's not just a family unit, it's not just a species. So we really want to know each of them individually, their personalities, and always be able to identify them as each individual. So this is Mr. Chili. How much did Chili weigh? Did we weigh him?
15 points, like 15.8.
So he is the biggest, but only by a few ounces out of the kittens. Yeah, that's perfect. Right on the base, just a little bit fur off. And you can see the afternoon is going much quicker. Neuters are much easier than spays. And the good news is after today, these guys are caught up on all their medical work for, except their boosters, so we won't tell them that they're booster vaccines, but that's the caretakers can do and can do easily without any sedation through a crating process. And so once today's done, the stress of their new life ends and the healing process begins, and they get used to their new wildlife here at the Wildcat Sanctuary.
You checked it though, right? I did.
And Angie, can you check on your patient over there one more time? I always check and I'm not close enough over there.
He's lifting his head.
He's lifting his head now?
Yeah, and you're lifting your head. Good job.
Jalapeno, are you finally getting up? He says, well, I'm mad you called me a girl and you called Belle me earlier.
Doing great.
Awesome. Well, it's been a wonderful day, and we're so thankful for our veterinary volunteer team and vet tech team who come here and do this out of the kindness of their hearts to make sure these animals get the care they deserve. And we just couldn't do our work without a professional vet team, because these animals deserve the best of care, and many of them haven't received it as exotic pets. So we're just thankful, and we hope you guys tune in. As these guys continue to grow up, we're hopefully going to get some Wi-Fi service in quarantine so we can finally share some more videos and everything. So thanks everyone for making their rescue possible, and we will continue to update you on their progress, but they should be all back in their quarantine room by like 5 p.m. tonight. Thanks everyone.